Hello, and welcome to week 2 of EDU 506. I have started looking through discussion boards, and it looks like we are doing a great job so far. Thank you to those of you that went ahead and looked at future weeks. The chair of the program did ask that I hide future weeks, so you may notice that only week 2 and week 3 are currently visible. I will try to open them up 2 weeks ahead of time because I know some people like to work ahead. My preference would be to have them all open, but I am not currently allowed to do that. So, a couple of housekeeping items. Reminder, moving forward, to include a scholarly source and a citation in each of your discussion board posts. You can use TED Talks, podcasts, texts, etc. as scholarly articles. Please hold true to the link in the syllabus. If there is a difference between the syllabus and what is in Blackboard or D2L, please send me an email and I will clarify. Just so everybody knows, this upcoming weekend, the 7th through the 10th, I will be difficult to reach as it is deer hunting opener in Minnesota and my extended family all comes together for that. So I will be traveling. Here is a quick graph on trauma-informed care. All of these 8 things, which I will let you read yourselves as I post the slides, are very important for trauma-informed care, as well as some practices that just promote positivity and everything. So like the last one is that it's empowered through a more strengths-based mentality, understanding that people are unique, capable, and able to function in a healthy way, versus always looking at what deficits people have. This week, our learning objectives are to define trauma, its causes and triggers, analyze how traumatic experiences manifests in the school/classroom setting, trauma-informed and culturally responsive approaches, and trauma stewardship. You will read chapters 1 through 3 in Rosen and the Vandernoot-Lipsky introduction. There are the normal 3 discussion board learning activities, responding to this, and then 2 discussion boards, and assignment 1. So I'm trying to keep this shorter to give you extra time for assignment 1. So last week we did a soft start to our course. I hope you took this past week as a breather and a chance to get yourself ready for the next 7 weeks. I have started reading the learning outcomes and I have very much enjoyed them so far. This week, after you complete this video, please respond to the following. What systems does your school or work environment have set up to support students who have been impacted by trauma? This work can be challenging and heavy. It is important to release stress. How do you release stress and practice self-care? Note there are 2 questions there. Discussion board number 1. Epigenetics and psychological studies have shown that adverse childhood experiences can diminish concentration, memory, organization, and the language development children need to succeed in school. This can lead to challenges with academic learning, inappropriate behaviors in the classroom, and social relationship skills. In your previous courses, if you've taken them, you were introduced to ACEs and the work of Dr. Nadine Burke-Harris. If you haven't read anything by Dr. Nadine Burke-Harris or watched any of her interviews yet, I suggest you do. Based on previous learning and your course textbook reading for this week, post your response to the following questions. What does it mean to be trauma-informed? How have you seen trauma impact students and staff in schools where you have taught? In what ways does trauma impact students' social emotional functioning, and why is it important to be aware of this? Remember to include a citation and respond to 2 peers. Your second one, you have a TED Talk to watch. What trauma taught me about resilience. It is about 15 minutes long. Then using the leading questions below, compare and contrast key learnings from that TED Talk and the chapters in Rosen. The worst of life couldn't take the best out of me. Why does Charles succeed while his aces were paramount? Mr. Hunt has many aces, and yet he is successful. So why? Trauma is not an excuse for behavior, it's an explanation for it. How does Rosen process this statement in chapter 3? What does it mean for classroom teachers? In what ways can you or do you collaborate with educators at your school to provide a safe school environment? And according to Charles Hunt and the writers of our core stats books, what must happen for resilience to take place? What are the most important resources to use? Again, a reminder, cite your sources and respond to two peers. And then due Saturday by midnight, we have assignment 1, trauma in schools and manifesting of student traumatic experiences. You are to analyze the progression of trauma-informed schools and how the traumatic experience of students manifest in school settings today in third person. 2 pages of written content where you analyze in broad strokes the progression of trauma-informed schools as we know the terminology today. Discuss how the traumatic experience of students manifested in schools today. And make sure you include a title page and a reference page, as well as headings and in-text citations. A note on this assignment, please refer to it in D2L under the assignments tab, as well as in the syllabus. I do not have any samples, but please use, sorry, I'm looking at the wrong one here. Please use both E2L and the syllabus to guide your writing. The syllabus includes the rubric. Have a great week. If you need assistance with anything, or if your paper isn't going great, it's going to be a little late, please email me ahead of time. I will give extensions on that, especially since I will not be getting around to grading them until later next week. Have a great week. I look forward to reading everything you did in week 1. And good luck out there.